7 signs. You're a good-looking older man. Even if you don't think so, age gap relationship. Hey, have you ever looked at yourself in the mirror and thought, am I really still looking good at my age? Or maybe you've had a moment where you started questioning if age has started catching up with you, and you're not as attractive as you used to be. Let me stop you right there. You're probably looking better than you think. Now, we all know aging comes with its challenges, but it also comes with a whole lot of benefits. Benefits that often make you more attractive than ever before. And here's the thing. You don't have to fit some idealized image of youth to be considered good-looking. In fact, if you're an older man, there are 7 signs that you might not even realize are making you incredibly attractive to others, regardless of what you might think. But here's the twist. It's not about looking younger or pretending to be someone you're not. It's about embracing who you are right now and letting your true self shine through. So, if you're ready to discover how age can actually make you more appealing than ever, stick around. We're diving into the 7 signs that show you're a good-looking older man, even if you don't think so. And trust me, after hearing this, you'll never doubt your charm again. Let's get started. Part 1. You embrace your confidence. All right, let's kick things off with one of the most attractive traits you can have at any age, confidence. Now, I know what you're thinking. Confidence? But I'm older now. Do I really still have that spark? Well, let me tell you, confidence isn't about looking like you're 25 or having abs like a superhero. It's about being comfortable in your own skin, no matter the number of candles on your birthday cake. The older you get, the more you realize that the little things, like whether your hairline is receding or if a wrinkle's popped up, don't define you. What matters is how you feel about yourself. When you're confident, it's like a magnetic force. It draws people in, makes them want to be around you, and guess what? That's incredibly attractive. Think about it. When you walk into a room, how do you carry yourself? Are you standing tall, smiling, and looking people in the eye? Or are you slouching and hiding behind a quiet voice? Confidence is about owning who you are right now, with all the wisdom, experiences, and stories you've gathered over the years. And let me tell you, that's incredibly powerful. If you've ever noticed how certain older men just seem to have that it factor, that presence in a room, chances are they've learned to embrace their confidence. They know their worth. And trust me, nothing is more attractive than a man who knows exactly who he is. Personal reflection. I've personally noticed that as I've gotten older, I've become more comfortable with who I am. I no longer waste time trying to fit into someone else's mold or worry about the little things that used to stress me out. I've realized that confidence doesn't come from a perfect appearance. It comes from living life fully, learning and growing. And guess what? That's exactly what makes you stand out. Takeaway. So, if you're wondering why younger people are still drawn to you, it's probably because they can sense your self-assurance. Confidence doesn't come from looking a certain way. It's all about being at peace with who you are. The more you embrace your age and experience, the more your confidence will radiate. And that's an instant attraction booster. Part 2. You've got that seasoned charm. Now, let's talk about something that comes with age, seasoned charm. And no, it's not just about being the wise older guy who shares stories over a glass of whiskey. It's deeper than that. As an older man, you have something that younger guys often don't: experience. And trust me, experience is sexy. There's a certain charisma that comes with knowing yourself, knowing what you want, and knowing how to handle different situations. As you age, you start to understand people better. You know how to listen, how to make someone laugh, and how to have meaningful conversations. You've been through the ups and downs, and it shows. That seasoned charm isn't just about being calm and collected, although that definitely helps. It's also about your emotional intelligence. You know when to lighten the mood, when to comfort someone, and when to keep things light and fun. And let's be real, women and people in general love a man who can make them feel good, understood, and valued. Think about how you interact with younger people. You've got that relaxed, easygoing vibe because you've been through enough to not sweat the small stuff. And that's something younger men don't always have. It's a calmness, a sense of knowing how to take life in stride, and it's incredibly attractive. Personal reflection. One of the things I've come to appreciate more as I've aged is how much my charm has evolved. It's not just about trying to impress anyone anymore. It's about genuine connections. I can look back on conversations I've had with people in their 20s or 30s, and I realize that the wisdom I've gained from my life experiences is what resonates with them. I don't need to try too hard. I'm comfortable being myself, and people seem to gravitate toward that. Takeaway. If you think you're not attractive because you don't have the youthful energy you once did, think again. Your experience, your emotional intelligence, and the ability to connect with others in a deeper way are some of the most charming qualities you have. You're like a fine wine, getting better with age, and that's something people can't resist. Part 3. You have a timeless look. Let's dive into something that often gets overlooked as we get older. Your look. And no, I'm not talking about trying to look like you're 25 again or putting on a face full of makeup. I'm talking about the beauty of a timeless look. One that's defined by maturity and experience, not trends. As we age, our bodies change. Our hair might turn gray, we might have a few more laugh lines, or a little extra weight around the middle. But guess what? Those things don't make you any less attractive. In fact, many older men find that they look better with age. The salt and pepper hair, the laugh lines that show you've enjoyed life. These are the things that make you distinctive and, honestly, incredibly attractive. It's the type of look that younger men often try to achieve through products, hairstyles, or clothes. But you don't need all of that. You've earned the marks of experience, and they tell a story. They show the world that you've lived, loved, and grown. And that's something no filter can replicate. And don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with taking care of yourself. A little grooming goes a long way. Maybe you've found a new hairstyle that suits you better, or you've started taking more care of your skin. That's fantastic, but it's not about trying to erase the passage of time. It's about embracing it. When you do, people see the confidence and maturity behind your look, and that's what makes you timeless. Personal reflection. Personally, I've learned to appreciate my own look as I've aged. I've embraced the graying hair and the wrinkles that come from a life well lived. There was a time when I felt like I needed to fight aging, but now, I see those changes as a badge of honor. It's proof that I've survived, learned, and grown, and that's something I'm proud of. Takeaway. The secret to looking good as you age is to own it. Those gray hairs, smile lines, and silver streaks. They're not signs of decline. They're signs of a life fully lived. And believe me, that's something anyone finds attractive. So, if you've got some of these features, wear them with pride. You've earned every single one of them. Part 4. Your style is on point. All right, let's talk about something that never goes out of style. Your personal style. Now, this is something that often gets better with age. When you're younger, you might have been all over the place, trying out trends, experimenting with what works and what doesn't. But as you get older, you learn to refine your taste. Your wardrobe becomes a reflection of who you truly are, not who you're trying to impress. Older men often develop a style that is timeless, sophisticated, and perfectly suited to who they've become. You know what works for you, and you've learned to invest in quality over quantity. Whether it's a sharp blazer, a pair of well-fitted jeans, or a favorite watch that's seen you through the years, your style speaks volumes without you even saying a word. And here's the thing. Style doesn't have to be flashy. It doesn't need to scream for attention. It's about subtlety, class, and comfort. You've got the ability to combine comfort with elegance in a way that younger generations might still be figuring out. Maybe you've found a signature look, something that defines you. Whether it's a certain color, a type of jacket, or a style of shoe, when you stick with what feels right for you, your style becomes more authentic and more attractive. Personal reflection. I remember when I was younger, I used to worry about keeping up with trends. But as I got older, I realized that what really mattered was how I felt in what I was wearing. I started investing in timeless pieces that I could wear for years, and suddenly, my wardrobe began reflecting who I truly was: confident, comfortable, and mature. And that's when I started getting compliments on my style, not because I was trying to follow trends, but because I was being true to myself. Takeaway: it's not about how many clothes you have or how trendy they are. It's about having a few key pieces that reflect your personality and make you feel good. When you dress for yourself, not for anyone else, you'll feel more attractive, and it will show. Part 5. Your health and fitness are on track. Now let's talk about something that's crucial at any age: health and fitness. You might be thinking, okay, but I'm not in my 20s anymore. I can't do what I used to do. And you know what? You don't have to. What matters is that you're staying active and taking care of your body in a way that works for you at this stage of life. The great thing about aging is that it gives you the chance to be smarter with your fitness choices. You no longer have to chase extreme goals. It's about staying healthy, feeling good, and keeping your energy up. It's the kind of health that radiates from the inside out, and that's incredibly attractive. Being in good shape doesn't mean you need to have the physique of a bodybuilder or be running marathons. But staying active, whether it's walking, swimming, cycling, or even yoga, keeps your body in check and your mind sharp. And here's the kicker: when you feel good in your body, you exude that confidence. You carry yourself with energy, and that makes you magnetic. As we age, it becomes even more important to stay consistent with our health routine. Not just for aesthetics, but for longevity. You're not just doing it to look good. You're doing it to feel good, to keep up with life, and to show the world that you're not slowing down. Personal reflection. I've personally noticed a huge difference in my energy levels since I started prioritizing my health. At first, I didn't think I could keep up with my younger self, but I realized that it wasn't about competing with the past. It was about adapting to what works for me now. And the results speak for themselves. I feel more energized, I'm sleeping better, and I have more stamina throughout the day. It's not about looking like a model. It's about being the healthiest, most vibrant version of myself. Takeaway: taking care of your body as you age is one of the most attractive things you can do. Whether it's through exercise, eating well, or just staying active, health is about longevity, not vanity. And when you feel good about your health, that radiates in everything you do. Part 6. You're comfortable in your own skin. Let's move on to something that really shines with age: comfort in your own skin. This one is huge. It's something that only comes with time and experience. And let me tell you, it's one of the most attractive traits you can have at any age. As we get older, we start to realize that the things that used to stress us out, how we looked, how we compared to others, don't matter as much anymore. We've lived long enough to understand that life is about embracing who we are, not trying to fit into someone else's expectations. When you're comfortable with yourself, whether it's the way you look, the way you talk, or how you express yourself, you exude an undeniable energy that others find incredibly attractive. People can sense when someone is authentic. They can feel when someone is being themselves, and that's magnetic. And this doesn't just apply to how you look physically. It also speaks to how you carry yourself emotionally and mentally. You've been through enough to know what makes you happy and what doesn't. You know your strengths, and you've accepted your weaknesses. And guess what? That kind of self-assurance is a huge draw for others. It shows that you're not afraid to be authentically you. Personal reflection. For me, becoming comfortable in my own skin took time. I spent years trying to conform to an idea of what I should be, especially in my younger years. But as I got older, I began to realize that the true secret to happiness and attractiveness was in accepting myself as I am. And once I did, I noticed a shift in how people responded to me. It wasn't about fitting into a mold anymore. It was about being who I was, unapologetically. Takeaway: comfort in your own skin is magnetic. The more you embrace who you are, physically, mentally, emotionally, the more attractive you become. Age doesn't take away your beauty. It enhances it, especially when you are confident in your true self. Part 7. You're the perfect mix of wisdom and spontaneity. Finally, let's talk about something that's truly special. And that is the perfect balance of wisdom and spontaneity. This is a unique trait that often develops with age, and it's one of the most attractive aspects of being an older man. As you get older, you accumulate a lot of wisdom. You've lived through experiences, learned from your mistakes, and have a broader perspective on life. You know what's important and what isn't. You've learned to handle situations with grace, to make decisions with thoughtfulness, and to give advice that's rooted in real experience. Wisdom like that is incredibly magnetic. It draws people in because it offers a sense of stability, understanding, and emotional maturity. But here's the thing, just because you've got wisdom doesn't mean you've lost your sense of adventure or fun. In fact, it's often the opposite. Older men who strike this balance between being grounded and playful are some of the most attractive. You have the wisdom to know when to be serious, but you also have the freedom to let loose, to be spontaneous, and to enjoy life in ways that bring joy to those around you. This balance of wisdom and spontaneity is especially appealing in age gap relationships because it shows that you're not just set in your ways. You're still open to new experiences, new adventures, and new memories. You might surprise your partner with an unexpected weekend getaway or a spontaneous act of kindness. It's the ability to be both the reliable, wise figure and the fun, spontaneous partner that makes you incredibly appealing. Personal reflection. As I've gotten older, I've found this balance to be one of the most rewarding aspects of life. I have the wisdom of someone who's been through a lot and learned a lot, but I also have the playful side that keeps life exciting. I'm not rigid or stuck in my ways. I still love to explore, to try new things, and to embrace the unpredictability of life. It's this balance that I've found to be truly magnetic, not just in relationships, but in all aspects of life. Takeaway: if you think that being older means you have to be serious all the time, think again. Your wisdom makes you a grounded, thoughtful partner, but your spontaneity shows that you're still capable of having fun, experiencing life, and keeping things exciting. The combination of these two traits is what makes you incredibly attractive, not just to your partner, but to everyone around you. Conclusion. So, there you have it. The 7 signs that prove you're a good-looking older man, even if you might not always see it yourself. Each of these signs is a reminder that true attractiveness goes beyond looks. It's about confidence, experience, self-acceptance, and the wisdom you've gained over the years. And when you embrace these qualities, you shine in ways that younger versions of yourself never could. Remember, age isn't something to fight against, it's something to celebrate. With each year that passes, you grow more refined, more self-assured, and more in tune with who you really are. And trust me, that's incredibly appealing to others, whether in romantic relationships or friendships. In a world that often glorifies youth, don't forget the magic of getting older. Your experiences, your wisdom, and your self-awareness are what make you uniquely attractive. You're not just good-looking because of how you look. You're good-looking because of who you are, how you carry yourself, and the life you've lived. So next time you catch a glimpse of yourself in the mirror and question your attractiveness, stop and take a moment. Appreciate the person you've become, the journey you've lived, and the strength that aging has brought you. You've earned it, and let's be honest, you're looking better than ever. Thank you for sticking with me through this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe so you can stay updated with more tips, advice, and thoughts on living life to the fullest, at any age. I'd love to hear your thoughts on how you embrace your own aging journey. What makes you feel confident? What do you love most about yourself as you grow older? Keep shining, keep being authentic, and always remember, you're a good-looking older man, even if you don't always see it. Catch you in the next video.